So it is officially draft week, ladies and gentlemen, and I know the first thing is Juan, where the hell have you been at? I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all, Slim. It ain't been nothing to talk about besides the same repetitive, oh, they met with this player, or they're interested in this player. So it's been kind of hard to make content. But I promise y'all, once the draft roll around and we see who we picking, video is going to get back on top. So what I wanted to come on and talk about today is the Washington Commanders being super interested. I know that we go again talking about the same thing in running back Travion Henderson. They've met with this guy multiple times, and he could be a true pick at 29. Let's talk about it.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career, and he's already milking injuries? Like,
stop saying my name, you dick rhyme bastard. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, and Shawty is the winner. You can tell that Shawty's no beginner, she's confident.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with a video where we're going to be talking about the Washington Commanders and how they are super interested in meeting with and drafting Travion Henderson. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel. If you are new, turn on post notifications so you can notify and upload new videos like this to the channel. Want to roll to 10,000 subscribers, so we greatly appreciate it. If you haven't reached that goal as soon as possible, thank you so much. Let's get straight to it. So the Washington Commanders, they have been linked to so many different players, whether it's running back, receivers now and then. That's the position I've seen at 29 in terms of Emeka Egbuka out of Ohio State. So many edge rushers, and that's why I think makes this draft so interesting, is because unlike last year, I should say, we knew who we were picking. Obviously, it was Jaden Daniels, and in 2020, it was Chase Young. It was so obvious. I think the only time where we weren't picking relatively early, but it was an obvious pick, was Jamin Davis. It was obviously the bad pick that we all know to come to today, but we knew a lot. And shout out to Louis T. He called it right on the head back in 2021. He said, we're picking Jamin Davis in his pre-mock draft that he always do, and it turned out to be the case. So that's the only time where it wasn't a top 5 pick, but it was kind of a clear, obviously, who we were picking. Now, we don't know who we're picking at 29. We don't know if we're, in fact, staying at 29. But one thing that I can tell you for sure and for certain is that the Washington Commanders are eager to upgrade the running back position, and to be in the name and in the running is Travion Henderson. Now, the funny thing about Travion is early on in the draft process, it was second round, third round pick potentially. Now we're talking 29. We're talking he's up there with Omarion Hampton. He's up there with Ashton Jeanty in terms of draft stock, in terms of first round draft value. Now, obviously, we know Omarion Hampton and Ashton Jeanty are the best running backs in this class, and Ashton Jeanty clears by a mile in terms of the number one off the board. But Travion, I think he's the perfect guy that we're looking for in terms of adding depth to this running back room. Now, they said that they're looking for every down back, and that's why, for me, if it ain't Ashton Jeanty, I thought the clear second favorite would have been Omarion Hampton. But after watching Travion Henderson's highlight, although he doesn't have the build, the stockiness, and the tall build of Omarion Hampton, he still plays quality snaps. And Hellman Junkins were like 1-2 punch last year. And you want to know what's crazy? Something that I've been thinking about is, what if we doubled up at the running back position in this year's draft? How would you honestly feel about that? Now, again, as it stands, we only have 5 picks. And if we go through this whole draft with just 5 picks, there's an unlikely chance that we actually go with 2 running backs. But say we trade back at 29. There's been some rumors that Washington was interested in trading back with the Saints. There's no validity or there's no confirmation with that, but you know, we ain't too shy and familiar with trading with the Saints. We did that with the Jahan Dotson move and all of that. So maybe. But if we in fact traded back, what if we drafted Travion Henderson and Kershawn Junkins and recreated that Ohio State backfield. How would y'all feel about that? That would be insane because if you look at it, this year our running back room is kind of stacked. But they're talking about the future. That's why they want an every down back because Brian Robinson's on a 1 year deal. Austin Eckler's on a 1 year deal. Chris Rodriguez, and so is Jerry McNichols. And all four of those guys probably won't be here next year if we, in fact, not only get our third down back, but also what if we go out and draft another one, or we find an undrafted sneaky free agent gem, or we sign someone in free agency next year? I go out on a limb and say none of those guys are going to be here next year. Maybe Chris Rodriguez on the practice squad. Maybe he signs another tender deal. But the other three, I don't think Brian Robinson is going to be here. I don't think Austin Eckler's going to be here. And I don't think Jerry McNichols is going to be here. So it could be a possibility where we draft 2 running backs for the future. And we have our split backfield for the next 3-4 years. And when it comes to Travion Henderson, if we draft him first round, 5th year. So that's something to keep an eye on. Something else that is very interesting is that Washington is very, very interested in linebacker Carson Swagner. Hopefully I said his name right, but Carson Swagsness. I butchered that. He's from UCLA, number 49. And he's projected many as a day 2 pick. And he has a chance to go at the end of the first round to the 29 pick, touch to a team like the Commanders or the Bills, who has number 30. He's really solid in terms of, defensive help. He could be a stand-up linebacker. As far as a pass rusher, I'm not too familiar with his game, but I'm always looking to add more to the linebacker room, and he could be the successor of Bobby Wagner in terms of, studying behind Bobby for a year, and once Bobby hang it up, if he in fact does, I think if we win a Super Bowl, Bobby Wagner's going to retire. I genuinely do. But 49, Swagner from UCLA, he could be at 29, he could be the Bobby Wagner successor. But how do y'all feel about that? Like, would y'all feel good about that pick? Me personally, I would have to hear them say this is a move for the future for me to probably feel comfortable. Because I'm not lying. I'm not going to lie to you. It may be hard to find a day 1 impactful player at 29, because I've been preaching all offseason long that you draft at 29, you're probably not getting a guy that's going to be super impactful day 1. But that's going to be a tough, bitter pill to swallow if there's other good things on the board. Like if Travion Henderson is still there, it would be tough for me to pass up on him for a linebacker, because it's like I know he can be an immediate impact day 1. Now, again, at 29, you're probably not going to get that. The likely chances is you drafting a project, which is understandable. Also, Mike Green, I believe, out of was it Marshall, an edge rusher? He's been tied to him. I think he has like some off the field problems though. But we've been tied to him and so many other guys. Also, edge rusher by the name of Nick Scotton out of Texas A&M. So many different positions that Washington is tied to. But again, I promise y'all, once we get to the draft and once we get our draft class, the videos will be back rolling. But it's been a little slow news-wise. That's why your boy Juan Gotti haven't been uploading. But I promise you, we back and full effect. But as you all know, we're going to be watching the draft. Let me know if you want me to live stream it or what. Or we're going to go live after we make our pick. Let me know. But leave it down in the comment section. As always, me, boy, want to make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're almost there. Final stretch. Okay? And draft is going to be lit. So I love y'all, each and every one of y'all. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. I'm a little rusty as I've been away for a little bit, but we're going to get back in full effect, I promise. Let y'all have blessed. Stay safe, be easy out there. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a lawn.